welcome to the Hooked on Owls podcast, episode number 3. My name is Lacey, and I come to you from Carroll, Michigan in the States, where I live with my boyfriend and our 5 children. We also have a dog and a parrot that are basically children as well, so it's a very busy house here. This is primarily a knitting and crochet podcast. I'm sure at some point we will throw some random paintings and drawings and things like that in there too, if I ever find time to do those things, which I don't see happening anytime soon, but we'll see. I do have a painting that I need to finish quite badly. It's been languishing for two years now. Anyway, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Hooked on Owls, all lowercase, one word, and on Ravelry as Lacey1321. That's Lacey1321. So I know we're a little late on this upload. I planned on recording on Thursday night to counteract my weekend. We had a very busy weekend. Between Friday, we went to see Santa on the Santa train down in Flint and took all the kids. The whole family went. I'll pop some pictures in probably. And then immediately after that, Josh and I took off in his car, and his mom drove the 5 kids back home and hung out with them. And we took off and went over to Saginaw and met up with some of his friends. And we had dinner at a restaurant called Logan's. If you have a Logan's anywhere near you, you must go. They have these amazing fresh yeast rolls with this honey butter. And they're like endless. They bring them to the table. They're amazing. And then Josh and I always get the filet mignon. It's literally the best steak in the whole world. It's so good. No offense to any non-meat eaters. Apologies. And after dinner with them, we did make a beeline right after that because we were running very late on time, right over to the theater where we went and saw Star Wars. I have my movie ticket right there. It was amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. Like now, because I cried. Well, I almost cried like 5 times, and I laughed, and I did a little jump for joy. You have to go see it. If you're at all even slightly a Star Wars fan, you need to go so that we can talk about it because it's too good. Look at my little Christmas coffee cup. I got it at Walmart for like $3, $4, and it's got a little Christmas owl. Isn't he so cute? It's so festive, and it's huge. Look how huge this thing is. Holds a lot of coffee, which is good because I drink a lot of coffee. Can you believe it's almost Christmas? It looks like I have lots of Christmassy stuff going on here. There's no Christmas stuff anywhere in my house. Christmas is a week away. I don't even have a tree up yet. It's still over in storage at the moment. Been trying to talk the boyfriend into getting it for 2-3 weeks. It hasn't happened. We keep having too much snow. Hopefully in the next couple days we can get that popped up because we're hosting a Christmas party and we have 5 kids. We need a Christmas tree. But we did the Star Wars movie Friday night. So I got home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. 3-ish, maybe, I don't remember. And then Sunday, we decided to, I think Josh went hunting, not Sunday, Saturday. Saturday, Josh went hunting, got a deer. So he was out until, 7:30, 8 o'clock, getting that taken care of. And then he stopped by and picked up his mom, brought her here. And once we got the kids all settled, or at least as settled as we could, we took off into town again and went and did our Christmas shopping while the kids were asleep. Shopping for 5 kids for Christmas, it is not fun. You would think it'd be fun. Oh, let's buy all these cute toys for all these kids. We have a lot of kids on a budget, as I've said before. So trying to find good deals for toys that they want for all 5 kids and knowing what they're going to want. The twins are only not even 2. Yeah, they kind of like some stuff, but, you know, very minimal. And then a couple of them are changing their minds constantly, or they want items that cost, oh, can I have a tablet which costs a couple $100? No, you can't have that. Sorry. But we did pretty good. We got everybody completely covered. We have to get stocking stuffers yet, but I'm doing that tomorrow when I go grocery shopping. And then we do have to get one more present for one of them. But other than that, we're done. So I'm excited to at least have that done and have wrapping paper. I need to wrap them and get the tree up to put them under. But at least there's presents bought. That's a step in the right direction, right? Yeah? We'll pretend. So, on to crafting, off a general topic there, which hopefully you guys aren't as bad at procrastinating with Christmas as I am. I hope you all are ready to go and have all your stuff up and prepared. I haven't even bought stuff for Christmas dinner yet. I better put that on my list of stuff to buy tomorrow too. Whoops. Okay, so right into the yarny goodness. We're gonna do a spotlighting section. Yeah, instead of a what am I wearing, because everybody says what am I wearing. We all want to know what you're wearing. But I'm gonna call it something fancy, and we're gonna put a spotlight on it. This is gonna be the spotlighting section from now on. You ready? Spotlighting. Ooh. This is what I'm spotlighting. Have you seen these? Have you seen these? They're from the Wool Needles Hands podcast, which is by Tayler Earl. Tayler Earl. She's adorable, and she's all pregnant and adorable. That makes it even cuter. She released this fire pit mitts pattern for free on her website, which is the fiberforthepeopleyarn.com. She is a indie dyer, and her yarn is gorgeous. I'm dying to get my hands on some. I want to get some of that graphic novel with this. Oh my gosh. It just screams like Suicide Squad colors almost, which I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but the pops of graphic color are so great. So eventually, Taylor, I'm coming to get one of those after Christmas when I don't have to pay for 5 kids worth of toys. Anyway, she is running a knit along. I think she just said until the 1st of January for the Fire Pit Mitts Cal. It's, I believe, on Instagram, hashtag Fire Pit Mitts Cal, K-A-L. But this is her pattern. Now, she does have a worsted base she came out with, the O Merino, I believe it's called. It's so beautiful. I wanted to get some of the teal, but kids come first right now. So I did go out, and she used fisherman's wool for her first one, I think. And the fisherman's wool was a little too rustic for me. So I did get some Lion Brand Wool Ease, which is an 80% acrylic, 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So it does still have that little woolly fibers to it. I don't know if you can see. It's got like a little, here's one. You can kind of see them. Like a little halo of woolly fibers. So it's still got a very rustic look. Which is funny because when she started talking about this pattern, I was looking at it and all I could think of is, boy, that looks a lot like some of the fingerless mitts that Claire wears in Outlander. In like the first season, I think it is. Maybe, I think it's the first season. And she said that's actually where she got her inspiration to do them from. So I thought that was amazing. But not only am I spotlighting these, I cast them on and finished them. So they are a new finished object, which we'll get into those in just a second. But yeah, if you haven't seen her, go check out her podcast. Like I said, she's amazing and brilliant. And take part in this Cal. I already posted mine on Instagram and in her groups on Ravelry. Pattern's free. You can use pretty much any worsted weight, I would say, of your choice, as long as you get gauge. And there's a couple different sizes, small, medium, large, and it's based on the measurement of the palm size. But I love it. I love them. I've been wearing them constantly because they're absolutely perfect for wearing out on the steering wheel when I have to take the kids down to the bus stop in the morning. Love them. So yeah, first finished object. Look at them. They're so cute. And they're all squishy. You can pull them back higher up too and stretch them way out because they are tapered. She has a shorter version too that only comes to like here, I think it was. It's got the little rolled cuff. I like mine right about here so they get scrunchy looking. Love them. For my fire pit mitts, I used a US size 7 H.O.O sharps. This was my first time actually working with the H.O.O sharps. I love them. Love them. Now, before this, I had worked with my size 6 H.O.O, which they're bamboo. So I find that I do prefer the metal. I am a very tight knitter. It seems like to me at least. Obviously, I haven't been doing this for very long, but I feel like I'm a tighter knitter. So the bamboo is kind of hard for me. I really like these H.O.O sharps. They're gorgeous. But after working with the H.O.O that has the rotatable thread, string, lace, what do you call that? Cables. The cables on the H.O.Os, you can twist them so that they're not getting all tangled up and weird. These ones you can't. They're fixed, and sometimes you end up having some cable issues. I want to get some of the red lace H.O.Os with the metal. I hear those are really good. The red cable ones. I'm gonna see if I can invest in a pair of those eventually. I actually had this much left over from one, because I bought 2 balls of the Woolies. I bought 2 balls. I had this much left of one, and it wasn't quite enough to make the other one. It was just a couple grams short, so I just wound it up. And I do have another roll I haven't wound back up sitting over there, but I can make a small pair or a short cuff pair. So I have enough to do another set, so I might do another one of these and gift them if I have time before Christmas. I think they only took me 2 days, and that's, you know, knitting when I could. Maybe 3 days, because I think I started late at night. But that was only knitting what I could in between school runs and feeding children and chaos that generally happens around here. Finished objects. I do have a lot, but like I said in the last episode, they're probably going to be mostly pictures because most of them have been shipped at this point, except one, because I haven't finished it. Well, we'll get to that. First thing other than the mitts would be, if I can find it, the corner to corner baby blanket for my cousin Stacy for her baby shower. I did finish that. I was in a very large hurry that next morning. I was going to try and get some natural light pictures. I was in a hurry. So I took pictures in the car as my mom drove us there in her big old truck. So they are natural light pictures, but they're not very well done because I was in a truck. So I do have a couple pictures, which I'll insert here. Of the corner to corner baby blanket with the mandala unicorn yarn. And then I also finished the basic baby hat, which I knit out of the Bernat Baby Sport. Now, I'm personally, don't hate me for saying this, I'm not really a pom-pom kind of person, like a yarn pom-pom. I like the fur pom-poms. I think those are amazing. Faux fur pom-poms. That's a whole rabbit hole I don't want to go down, so we'll go with faux fur pom-poms. but I'm not a big yarn pom-pom person. So I did message my sister after I finished it. And I asked her, I think I made this little white one up in the corner there. And I made one out of the same color of the baby yarn. And then I had a picture without, and I sent her a picture of all three. I said, which one? And she said, the matching yarn pom-pom. So I did put that on there. She loved it. She's like, I'm going to bring her home in it. It's the cutest. So picture here. And then I also finished up 2 baby headbands for her, which I did post a picture of one on my Instagram as I was trying to pick out buttons. I did go with the little wooden the big wooden buttons. I made her a pink one and like a heathered gray colored one, which I put the same buttons on both of them because she had registered for a pair very similar, or a set very similar on her Amazon for her baby registry anyway. So obviously I'm just going to hand make them. And then I did give her the unicorn, which she loved. And I will post a picture. You've already seen the unicorn, so I'll post a picture of the headbands here. So yeah, she did really love them. And she actually asked me to make her something else that she saw online, which I'll be getting to that in my on deck section later. As far as finished objects go, I do have a couple more. I think I talked about the Harry Potter owl set before. I did get that done and shipped last Monday, I believe it was. And they were supposed to arrive today. I should check the shipping order. They probably didn't because everything's so slow right now with Christmas. But I did 2 sets of the Harry Potter owls, which is the large purple and black house owl with the Hogwarts patch crest, and an owl for each of the houses, and then a little Hedwig owl, a little snowy owl. So I did get those done and shipped off. Pictures, because I'll probably insert more than one here. Pictures here. So I sent her a picture of all of them done. She loved them and asked me if I had anything else on hand that could be gifted as a Christmas present. And I actually had a random pattern that I kind of created. I don't know. It was a weird, okay. So we're readjusting because Josh just called. He's getting our tree tomorrow. I can have a Christmas tree tomorrow. I have to rearrange my living room for somewhere to put my giant tree. But I'll take a picture once it's up and I'll post it to Instagram. Actually, if I get it done tomorrow, I might be able to stick a picture in here. And if not, that just looked really strange. Apologies. So, I have no idea where I was. Harry Potter owls. Oh, so the girl that ordered the owl sets asked me if I had anything else laying around. And I did have one thing left that I had made just to see what it would look like, basically, which is like a unicorn girl. So kind of like a little kind of fantasy style. I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Just a little doll girl that has like curly hair with curly tail and like unicorn sized ears and a horn. I don't know. It was cute, but it was weird. But it was cute, weird, cute. But this is what she looked like. and she loved it and she bought that too. So that worked out great. One more thing to take out of my stash. What else? What else did I do? Check the notes. Oh, last finished object. I posted this on Instagram. My mother did a totem pole. She put an eagle up top that she had made with, she kind of carved it in and painted it and put horseshoes on it as the beak and the wings. And it's awesome. So she wanted a lot of the family to get together, and we had like a little cookout. And of course this all happened on like the first night of snow, where we were like planning a bonfire and stuff. But she wanted everybody to kind of make or do something to put on the totem pole that represented us personally. So like my daughter has a little purple bunny that she got for her first Easter, and she's obsessed with this purple bunny. So she painted a purple bunny on it. I think my son just kind of carved his name into it. He just wanted to do something kind of boy. But I, like last minute, had the stroke of, I should probably just crochet something to do with an owl to put on there. So the night before, crazy last minute crochet project, I did post a picture, but I asked her for the measurement of the width of the pole, and I made it just a little bit smaller, and then I just took some yarn and stitched it back and forth to sew it on there. But I made this picture here. And it's just kind of a crochet portrait, if you will, of the owl body back and forth that I did. And then I added on a half of like a granny square to make the wing, and then the eyes and the beak and everything. Basically the same, almost the same kind of pattern and style that I use for my actual crocheted owls that started this whole shenanigans for me and the whole crochet business. But I made it in the colors, and it's very reminiscent of my what do you call it? Icon? Symbol? Logo. Logo is the word. So it is the colors of my logo, and obviously the style of my logo. But I did put the little ear tassels up top more to make it look a little more Native American to go with the feel of the totem pole. So that was my project that I put on there to represent me. And then if you'll notice in the picture, I did sew in, like I put a hole in it and then I sewed in and around shotgun shell from the buck that my boyfriend shot last year during hunting season. His trophy buck. I think he's a 10 point. He's up on our wall. It is pretty. He's a big boy. Big boy. Big boy. So he had that saved, and that was what I put up there to represent him. And I obviously wove it in with mine because, you know, it makes sense, right? But he actually ended up getting another deer. What? The next week? Exactly 1 week later, I think it was. Because we did that the previous Saturday. No, maybe it was a Sunday. So 6 days later, he ended up getting a doe the other night. So, yay! More venison in the freezer. So that's all my finished objects. And that's pretty exciting. There's quite a few. I mean, just the Harry Potter owl sets alone. Those sets alone was a lot of work. I cut out and glued and sewed each of the house crest symbols. There's like 3 layers, and I cut it all out and I sewed them all and glued them all. It was a lot of work, but it's done, and I'm very happy it's done. I almost don't ever want to do them again. As much as I love them and I love Harry Potter, those crests are such a pain in the butt to cut out each little figurine. But they turned out cool, so worth it. Okay. Next, we're going to move on to whips and hoes, which sounds really dirty. whips and hose. Okay, but for real though. Oh, I kicked the camera. But for real. Whips and hose. And we're going to start with the hoe, which for anybody that doesn't know, a hoe, H-O, is a half object, which I'm sure you can guess. And I'm very excited. I finished my first sock. And I have humongous feet, so it looks as humongous as it really is. But I finished my Hermione sock, people. Do you see this? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Doesn't it look so pretty? I think we were like here last episode when I showed you, because I had finished the heel. We're right in here somewhere. I had done the cuff and the leg and the heel up to like here. So I continued around in the pattern, which thankfully I didn't muck up too much. I don't think I did. Actually, I may have. Then I think I had to rip back once or twice. I can't really remember. But I finished it. So you can see that texture pattern up there. And then the toe is not, it's not very pretty, but it's my first toe. And I'm still proud of it. I did them on a 9-inch H.O.O circular, which I really like the 9-inch circular for doing socks, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work for the toe. So that kind of annoyed me. So I switched to DPNs because I had some DPNs in the same size. Now the problem is the DPNs are metal. And I got a bit of a tighter gauge, which was okay because I followed, let me see if I can do this without showing too much. Have you seen this? The Sock It To Me ruler. It kind of shows you like sizing charts of how to make things to fit feet. And it works really well. This sock actually fits me so perfectly. It's a little snug in the heel, but then once it's on, it's fantastic. And in like the length and everything, once it's all on, because I have wide feet, so it kind of stretches that part down. But I did switch, and you can kind of see how it's kind of looser and wider down here, and then up here it gets a little tighter. And that's because I switched to the DPNs, which I've never used, and I just kind of tried to figure it out. I'm pretty sure I did it wrong. I only used 2, one on each side and then one to do it with, and it was kind of funky. I think you're supposed to use 3. I don't have a clue. I have no idea what I was doing. But it worked, and it's a sock. I could wear it. That's counts for something, right? So I did that. I think I was doing the slip stitch part a little funky at first, so I had some kind of wonky bits down here, and then it looks a little cleaner up top once I kind of figured out how I was supposed to be doing it. And then it calls for a Kitchener stitch on the toe, which I had no idea what that was. I've heard some lovely people say it, like Katie from Inside the Number 23. Oh, I Kitchener stitched it. Oh, that sounds lovely. I have no idea what the hell it is. But I tried it after watching a YouTube video, and my first couple stitches turned out really pretty and nice. And then I janked up a couple. And the reason I janked up a couple is I was rushing. And I was rushing because I did this Thursday night when I was planning on recording. I didn't get to record. Josh stayed home from work because our pipes froze. Joys of living in a winter state. So I was trying to finish this darn sock up, thinking I was going to podcast. So I'm all rushing. Our pipes are frozen. He doesn't go to work. I'm like, well, I just rushed that sock for nothing. Whatever. It's my first sock. It has a wonderful story of, oh, the toe is all janked up because our pipes froze that day. Every piece tells a story, right? Isn't that makes it special? So it's finished. I can wear one sock. They're really warm. I wasn't expecting, holey socks like this to be, I mean, they're not really holey, but their stitches aren't as tight as like a store-bought sock. So I wasn't expecting it to be very warm. But they're amazingly warm. So I can't wait to do the other one. I'll be casting that on very soon. The other, I'm gonna call this one a hoe too. It's a hoe because I finished another baby hat I used a part of the mandala gnome colorway that I had left over from the blanket I was doing for Kayla's baby. So it kind of ended up putting this little color in it. So I'm not sure if I want to add, I don't think I want to add a pom-pom because she lives somewhere warmer down south a little bit. So I feel like this could be a spring hat too, and not just a winter hat. With a pom, I feel like that makes it more wintry. Now I did this magic loop, and this was my first magic loop project, or well, my second, because the other hat. So I did have a couple, I think I did a little bit better, but you can kind of see here a little bit of a ladder effect where I didn't quite pull, I don't know if I didn't quite pull tight enough. I'm not sure how this magic loop is supposed to work. Like I keep trying and I keep still messing it up. It's not terribly noticeable, and I think maybe once I wash it, it'll kind of blend a little bit more. But somewhere in here, right there, do you see this? Look what I did. It's not a dropped stitch because I have the correct count. It's just, maybe it is a drop stitch that I picked back up. I don't know. It almost just looks like a really open stitch. Like I pulled it loose and then forgot to pull it back tight again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this purple and I'm going to crochet a pretty little flower and put a pretty little sparkly button in it. Or maybe an owl button. And I'm going to put it right there. And you'll never know. Unless you watch this podcast. Don't watch this, Kayla. There's not a hole under the flower of the hat I just gave you for your baby. It was perfect. Obviously. So yeah. Once I get the flower on this one, I'll post some pictures and that one will be done too. To go with it is the blanket, which, you know, I've been working on for a while. It's a lot of work. You've already seen I did, pardon, I've done all these, that was my chair, I promise. I've done all the squares, the little squares. Those were already done. I did go back and redo the two of these that needed to be finished, and I did all of them. So all of these are completely outlined in the white and ready to be sewn together with the squares. And then you have to make little half white lace sections to go in there. And I think you have to have 8 of them. So I finished those. Let me hold up one so you can actually see it. That is getting really blown out in that light. Get a little closer. Like I said, it's a thinner yarn, so it looks a little different. As you can tell, there's a ton that I have to tie in, which is probably why I haven't finished it, because I'm completely dreading tying in all these ends. I'm going to have to sit down maybe tomorrow, tuck them all in and sew it all together. It's all made. It just has to all be, do you see all those ends? Every single one has multiple ends. Between 4 to, what do we got? 3, 6, 7. Between 4 to 8 ends I have to tie in on each of those. And then sew all the pieces together. And once that's done, and I get the flower in the hat, then I can ship off her whole package down to her. Thankfully, her baby's not due till February, so it will still get there before the baby's born. That's good news. The blanket, I'm pretty sure I've said this previously. It's actually the Owl Obsession blanket pattern by, what is it, Markin of the Hat and I. It can be found on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern, but it's lovely. I like it. And it's really cute. I did make one before, but I'm just, like I said before, leaving this one plain. But it's still a really cute pattern to follow for just a really different baby blanket. Something that's going to stand out. It's not just a back and forth crochet. It's really, and it's not just like a granny square. It's a lot more unique and a lot more visually appealing to a lot of people. So I prefer to use this one. I think it's going to be really cute when I get it all finished. I can't wait to post a picture of it and be so happy that I'm done with it soon. So I have one more current whip that I've already started, and I'm really excited. I did not, I bought Nathan's sock petition toe-up recipe, but I'm not using that one right now. I decided to try and take the Hermione's pattern and alter it to just a plain vanilla sock pattern, but I'm using the same principle, the same amount of stitches cast on, the same heel, same toe, and things like that. I did a 2x2 cuff and just a plain vanilla round and round for my Witch's Brew Knit Picks yarn. Here's the 2x2 cuff. I made it like only an inch. I wanted to make these into the shorty socks, like I said, to make sure I had enough yarn. So I took the Deborah Norville sock yarn and did a 1 inch 2x2 cuff. And then the Knit Picks Felici yarn, self-striping yarn in the Witch's Brew colorway. And look at the colors. They make me happy. They're so pretty. They're so me. I like the mauve. I love purples and I love tealy blues. I guess that one's not too tealy. It's more of a aqua blue. Black. Love black. Which I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I'm drawn to colors for yarns. They're like, oh, look at this happy pink and yellow and green. And I have to resist buying it because I know I'll never use it for myself. I don't wear those colors. I wear purple, teal, black, gray, turquoise. I'm only wearing this because it's Christmas Eve. And this is my Christmas episode. I'm not doing an actual Christmas episode. Maybe I'll do a vlog. I'm not doing Vlogmas either. I don't have time. Maybe next year when the kids are older I can try it. But anyway, back to the sock. I think I did like a 3. That's not a pretty side. Let's go to this side. I did the cuff. I did 3 color repeats. And then I switched to the heel, which is the same as the Hermione heel flapping gusset. And then I switched back to the color. Now I did end up starting back up on a black, but as you can tell, the blacks don't quite match. So it looks a little funky. But I've made it all the way through the decrease rounds, and I am doing the magic loop on these. Now, I feel like I did a better job with the magic loop because you can't really see. Maybe right there you can kind of see a little bit, but it's really not bad. These are H.O.O sharps. See how it gets all twisty. Is there like a secret to how you store these? Should I not wrap them back up and put them back in the package? Should I like hang them to stretch that out? Is that a thing? Is that what you're supposed to do with these? Like, somebody, if you have any information on that, let me know. I'd appreciate that. But when I bought them, I bought the long 40-inch to try and do 2 at a time, which eventually I do want to do. And I want to get better at the magic loop. So far, I prefer a 9-inch circular, which I want to get a metal tipped 9-inch circular, I think is what I really want to do. Or I want to learn how to do the DPNs. But when I bought it, I grabbed it's missing. It's probably in the bag. Would you look at that? There it is. In my little feather bag. It's a US 1.5. And you can see that. US 1.5 highs. So they're bigger than the last needles I was using was only a size 1. So I feel like the gauge is a bit different. I didn't really stop to kind of take that into consideration, but they still fit. I think I do, like I said, I do need a little tighter on the metal, I think. But I do feel like it is a little bit looser. Okay. Baby's back down. Let's finish quick just in case. Yeah, I feel like the stitch is a little bit looser. Because it is, I mean, obviously it's a, 0.5 bigger. So I might end up, I think I'm probably just going to end up buying a set of circulars. 9-inch, because I enjoy being able to go around and not have to fiddle with moving this back and forth. Now I may find like a smaller stitch count, some vanilla socks, and do like the toe up 2 at a time on these. Try that again if I can figure out how to maybe stretch those out. But the sock's almost done, because like I said, it's a short cuff. It falls kind of where I like it, just around the ankle, and it's comfortable. So I'm really excited to finish this one up and cast on its sister socks. But I am planning on casting on the second Hermione's and that one. Those are going to be two things that I work on here pretty quick. Now with the Knit Picks yarn, Hannah, if you watch this, from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, the Knit Picks yarn, the color name is right there. I know you couldn't find it, and I had a hard time finding it too, because normally they put it, you know, back here somewhere, but with this Knit Picks sock yarn, right there, you see that? This one's Cheshire, and that's where the colorway name is. So those, for those couple ones that you showed in your other video the other day, if you want to know the color names, that's where you find it. Now I did notice when I was winding up that yarn that it's very oily. It's got a lot of spinning oil on it. I can't remember who I was watching, but they said that a lot of people think they have a wool allergy when it's actually like a sensitivity to the spinning oils. And I think that may have been my problem, because I did notice with these ones, with them being so oily, I actually ended up started itching like on my arms and stuff too, and I was, you know, winding it all up because I split it into 2 because I was thinking about doing the 2 at a time socks, but I'm not ready for that yet. Maybe soon, someday, but not yet. But yeah, they're really oily. So I'm sure like maybe once I wash some of the other yarns that I was concerned about and get some of those oils off, I think they'll be okay. I don't think I'll have too much of a problem with it. Hopefully, because I don't want to give up my pretty yarns. So speaking of my other yarns, this one, my H.O.O sock yarn. Once I saw how it works up, I went on to Ravelry and I looked up this yarn. And once I saw how it works up into little sections, what I've decided, I think I've decided, is I want to make the sock head hat with it. I think it'd be a really cool sock head hat. And then I'm probably going to get a palm, like a faux fur palm, to put on top. But I don't know what color. Maybe gray. I like gray a lot, which you'll be able to tell soon, because not only did I buy these in gray because I knew I'd actually wear them, I bought more gray for another project that's on deck as well. So on deck is the sister socks, the beanie, sock head hat. But I do need to pick up the needles for that, and I think I'm gonna get like either a 15 or a 19-inch circular, probably 15, so I can use it for the kids' heads too. 15-inch circulars for that. I think it was a size 8, so I don't have any size 8 circulars, so I have to pick that up for that hat. And then socks, hat. Oh, my cousin, the one who had the baby shower, she loved the stuff I gave her. Yay, she adored it. And we had a discussion about her moving back locally, because she does live several hours away, which would be amazing if she moved back, because all the other kids are pretty much the same age and that'd be fun to hang out and do things. But she messaged me and asked me, did I already say this? I feel like I already said this. Thank God for editing. She messaged me and asked me if I could make her an elephant hat and diaper set for like the newborn pictures. She sent me a picture of one she saw online, and it's just like the hat with the giant ears, and then I think for the girl it had a little bow up here, and then the basic diaper cover with the buttons, and then it had a tail with a little pink bow above the tail, little braided tail, and it was super cute. And she messaged me and asked me to make her that. So I bought the pattern. It's on Ravelry. I think it was $5. And it's by Brianna K Designs. Right? I think it's Brianna. I'll put a picture in here so you can see about what it looks like. So that one I have to have done by February because that's when she is due as well. You know what I'm just thinking now? Kayla's been in and out of the hospital because her baby keeps wanting to come early, so I better get that blanket finished and sent off quick. But anyway, so Stacy's due in February, so she wants that done by then so that I can, so that she can get the baby's pictures taken in it. So next podcast, which should be right before the new year, I think, like the last day of December, because I want to have that one uploaded on Sunday still. So you should see that one on there. It might be a picture. Well, it probably won't be. I'll probably have it either being worked on or done by then. That'll be one of the first things I work on other than socks. And the other thing I want to do, I actually bought some new yarns, which I got some Barocco Vintage DK. And it's this gorgeous, see what I'm talking about? I'm in a gray mood. I think it's winter. Winters in Michigan are not as pretty as you'd think. There's this gorgeous song called Michigan Christmas talking about the Saginaw snow and it's so pretty, Michigan Christmas. No, it's slushy and gray and dreary. I enjoy fall and all the knitted and crocheted things you can do in the fall. The winter can, if it could just snow in the morning. See, I lived in Idaho for a year and a half, 2 years. And it would snow in the morning. And by the afternoon it was like 60s and 70s and you could still wear your flip-flops because it would all melt away. And I miss that. This whole couple foot of snow built up and slush all over the roads and gray, dreary skies. Anyway, gray. It is obviously a DK, so a 3 sport weight. It's a 52% acrylic, 40% woolen, 8% nylon. So it is machine washable. I think it's just a lay flat to dry, yeah. And then it doesn't have a color name. It's color number 2107. 2107, but it's really pretty. And it's quite soft. And I bought this for a pattern. I actually found a pattern I wanted to make. And then I bought the yarn to go with it, which I don't normally do. I normally buy yarn and then I kind of figure out what I want to make with it. But in this case, the pattern came first. And it is the Isla Wrap by, what is it, Jessica Vinson. And I'll insert a picture of that here too. And that pattern is free on Ravelry. It's super cute. Like, it's something I think I would actually wear. I like that look of, you know, something that's kind of top half and then the rest is uncovered, because I could totally match. It was close enough. It's close enough that if I had this up here with like a long sleeve shirt on and then these down here, how cute would that be in the fall with some boots? So I want to make that. I do have to get another set of needles for that. I have hooks of every shape and size you could think of, but being newer to knitting, I don't have that many needles. So I'm slowly building up a stock based on projects that I'm making. That's how you do it, right? I'd love to get a set of interchangeables. Oh my gosh, they're expensive though. Maybe for my birthday I can talk somebody into saving up money and buying them for me. Well, that'll probably never happen. I don't care. I do have a bigger size and a smaller size, so maybe I could just play around with it and see if I can get gauge on one of those and just use those instead of having to buy another pair right now. We could try it. Now, another thing I want to do is even though we bought all the kids presents already, I didn't make them anything. And I kind of wanted to make them all something for Christmas. It's a week away. Not even. It's 5 kids worth of stuff to make. So I'm trying to think of something quick and easy that I can do at night when they're sleeping, like a one a day kind of thing, so that I can have it done and ready for Christmas. I was thinking of maybe just like a little amigurumi toy for each of them. They all have something that I've made for them. Well, whether it be like a fingerless glove or a toy or something. I think they all have something. I don't know what to do. I'm drawing a blank. Like, I could make a unicorn for Abby, but I got 4 boys. What? I don't know what to make for them. I do have some Christmas yarn. This really pretty Christmas yarn. Just a random acrylic one that I was... Ooh, that... Wow, that's yellow. One back here. I don't know. It's gold sparkly and like a maroon and piney green. Kind of matches the stocking. I don't know what I can make with it. I don't have a clue. I want to make them something and I have no idea what. Stocking. Maybe if I made them all a little stocking ornament and put a candy in it. I don't know. If you have any ideas of something I can make super quick, I have like 3 balls of this too. So if you have any ideas to use this, that would be cute as a gift for the kids. Or something I can make for the kids for Christmas super quick. Let me know. I would appreciate some help with that one. If not, they might just not get anything this year. I was hoping to get the blankets done and I barely started one. So much for that. I gotta figure out, I want to do a Christmas Eve cast on this year, but I have no idea what to do for that either. Maybe I should get some sock yarn and do a pair of Christmas socks for my Christmas Eve cast on. I want it to be something fairly easy because I don't want to have to be stressing out on Christmas Eve. I don't have to worry about it on Christmas Day. But something I can kind of sit down and relax and knit on or crochet on for Christmas Day. So I gotta figure out a Christmas Eve cast on yet. So as I was watching a bunch of vlogmases and podcasts, I stumbled across a vlogmas from the Wollen Homestead. Now I have actually seen her yarn on a couple other podcasts before. I didn't like search her, so I didn't really think about it, but her yarn is gorgeous. I remember seeing the Earl Grey and the Back to the Fuchsia. I don't know who had them, but I know I've seen them on somebody else's podcast and they were awesome. Like the name Back to the Fuchsia was too great. Which, Lee, I know you're watching this. It actually made me think of you. Like the colors are so happy, you know, pinks and splats of black, and then the name Back to the Fuchsia. It's so your color. You might need some of that. But her vlogmas popped up. And in the episode I was watching that just randomly like started next on my play, she went to Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is about 45 minutes away from me. So I had to do a little, not stalking, that's a weird word. I had to do a little research to figure out where she was from. She's over in Midland. That's literally an hour drive from me. So she's my neighbor. Tiffany. Hopefully you'll watch this. Someday maybe we can meet up and I can actually meet you and buy some of your amazing yarn, which probably won't be till after Christmas because kids, money, Christmas. But one of my goals for next year is to get some yarn from the Wollen Homestead. I want some of the Back to the Fuchsia and I want some of the Professor Sprout to make something for my sister because she loves green. And what was the other one? I want some of the Earl Grey because that's gorgeous. Nebula? Was it called Nebula? With the purples and the blacks and the blues. Nebula. I can't remember if that's what it's called. It's something very space, like a space colored name. Okay, so I do want to get some of that. I will be getting in touch with you or ordering some or something at some point. Maybe we can meet up for coffee and I'll just get it from you and say hi. Because I have to go meet my friend out in Midland anyway. But that'd be fun. So I joined her group page after I found her. And I saw that she had posted something about a Mid-Michigan Fiber Festival. And I did not know we had one in Michigan. So I said something and she ended up posting links with a couple of local ones. There was one down in Ann Arbor that they do in the spring and the summer. And it's in April. And it's like a 3-hour drive. But I am so going. I am so going to these fiber festivals. I am so excited to have ones that are closer to me that I can actually go to and enjoy and be a part of. It's happening. They're all on my calendar already. If anybody knows of any other local fiber festivals in Michigan or really close by, let me know because I want to start hitting some of those up too. Lastly, next year, I think I'll talk about this more on my next podcast, but next year I don't want to call it a cal because it's not going to be like a monthly or a certain length of time, or there may be prizes. I don't know. We'll figure that out when it comes to it, but maybe I'll talk about it more in the next podcast. Leave you hanging. Let's just say it's basically a New Year's resolution. Cal. That's not really a cal, but it's kind of a cal. It's going to have its own hashtag I've picked out already. And we're going to talk about it on the next episode. So New Year's Eve, 31st, we're going to go over that. If you want to join in with me, that'd be awesome. But it's my New Year's resolution, not cal. Yeah, so that's it for now. I do have a plan for a random vlog that'll be popping up hopefully in the next couple days as well. But that's all we got for today as far as whips and hoes and foes and on decks and spotlights. So that's all we got for now, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I want to be. It's probably okay. The chair's making noises.